Hello, my name is Aaron Yates. I'm with kerrvillephoto.com, and I'm the producer that was in charge of creating the river flyover videos beginning in 2011, and we've flown again every year, 2011, 12, 13, and now 2014. Every year we create these videos. We fly the river and the South Fork, the North Fork, the main branch of the Guadalupe, and also Johnson Creek. And we start upstream and we move downstream, and we create these videos so the public can review them. We create them for a lot of different purposes, but this video is to show you how the online mapping system works for 2014, because it's a little bit more complicated than the years past. This is the UGRA website, ugra.org, and if you scroll down a little bit, you can see links to aerial videos of the Guadalupe River. Last year's link, I'll launch that now in a new window and watch it here. You'll see that the map was kind of contained in the same website that had the instructions. There was a map here with a lot of buttons, and then there were two videos to watch down below. And so if you clicked on any of the little map buttons here, it would launch both of the videos down here below. We had a 2013 video in the left that's still loading here, and a 2012 video on the right. And if one got ahead of the other, and you'd have to watch and see here, like this little building here got down below, you had to kind of pause one and let the other one catch up, and then you could play both, and you could compare side by side the different years. This year we've done something very similar. I'm just going to close this window out and go back to UGRA's website. We've done something very similar in 2014, but we now have the ability to compare multiple years side by side. The link is not here yet, but eventually on the UGRA's website there will be a link to the 2014 version of the website, and when you get to that link you're going to be presented here with this page. This is an introductory page to the River Corridor videos. It has some more detailed instructions about how to use the navigation, about how to use those videos. We've made the window launch here in its own little window this year, and the reason is, I'll show you when I launch it. I'm going to click this to open it in a new window, and when I go to that window, here you can see something kind of similar to what we had last year, but it takes up the whole browser window, and we were trying to maximize the available real estate you have on your screen so you can see as much as you like to, and see it a little bit larger this year. So this time when we launch, there's a couple of other options here that we'll want to look at first. We have a button that says a number of videos to compare, and you can actually, this year you can compare side by side 2 videos, 3 videos, or 4 videos. I'm going to leave it as just 2 right now. Then here down below these YouTube players, you can actually select which years you want to compare, and this is a little bit off of your screen here, but when I click these down arrows, we have 2014, 13, 12, and 11. We have the same thing over here on this side. So side by side you could compare, the current year 2014 with an older year, 2013, 2012, 2011, so you can get a really good sense of how things have changed from year to year. We also have some buttons down here, a sync button and a pause button underneath each video. And what those buttons do, if one video gets a little bit ahead of the other one for some reason, you can hit those sync buttons to try to get them back into sync. You can also, if you need to step away from the computer for a moment, if you hit either one of these master pause buttons here, it's going to pause both YouTube videos for you in case the phone rings or you need to step away from the computer for a moment. So what's going to happen here, I'm going to use this Google Map applet up here at the top, and you can see when I'm inside the Google Map applet, my arrow turns into a little hand, and I can kind of just move around on this map. You can change the way that this map looks. If you come up here to the top, you can add a little labels button underneath the satellite view so that you can see the roads and highway numbers and some of the other labels. Now I'm just going to zoom in here along the North Fork. We can see labels for FM 1340, the Kerr Wildlife Management Area, so you can get a sense of where you are. You can see Moe Ranch here. But what happens when you click one of these buttons, and I'll just pick one along here, you'll see both of these YouTube videos start to load down here at the bottom. And they almost never load at exactly the same time. Usually one takes a few seconds longer than the other. But what we have here is in the left, since we've chosen 2014, we have the newest 2014 version of the video here. And over here we have North Fork 2013. So that's the 2013 version of the same flyover. And as you can see, from year to year, they're slightly different depending on the angle of the helicopter and kind of the angle of the sun and things like that. We usually make small changes every year to kind of maximize, the quality of the video and try to make it look as good as it can. But these videos will play, and you can watch them side by side and see how things change. Every now and then, because it's almost impossible to fly the helicopter at exactly the same speed from year to year, one of these videos will sometimes drift ahead a little bit faster than the other video will move. So if that happens, what you can do is, whichever video is a little bit too far ahead, you can just hit the pause button over here on one of the videos for just a second, and then you can click play again, and it'll resume playing. So that's kind of a nice feature. So if this one gets a little bit ahead, we could just pause it, let the video to the left catch up a little bit, and then play again, and then we can really see them really well side by side. The other thing we can do, like I said, if the phone rings, you need to step away, you can hit either of these master pause buttons, and as you can see, it pauses both of the videos on the left and the right. So when you're ready to go again, you can just hit resume. If you stay on the same waterway, so if you just fast forward a little bit inside North Fork, it'll kind of reload those videos in about the same spot. As you can see, the one on the right loaded a little bit faster, so we could pause it, seeing the dam there, and then we could resume it again, and we could kind of see both of these portions of the river side by side. And once again, the angle of view and the distance from the river, they vary a little bit year to year because we're fighting wind differently every year, and we kind of have different flight pattern every year just a little bit, but we try to keep it as consistent as possible from year to year. So we'll pause both of those again. We'll find us a different spot on another waterway here. Maybe we'll click here. This is a pretty drastic difference when we look at Ingram Lake along the main fork of the Guadalupe River. So 2014 on the left, 2013 on the right. Let's pause both of these videos. Okay. Sometimes you have to click the master pause button a couple times to get it to go just right. That's just one of the quirks about YouTube. But I'm going to change the 2013 video on the right to 2011. And the reason I did that because 2011 was the year that the Ingram Dam was drained. This is an example of an area where you can really see a big difference. On the right, you can see what Ingram Lake looks like when it's drained. On the left, you can see Ingram Lake when it's full again. So that's two videos side by side. I'm going to click pause twice to get those paused again. Now I'm going to change this value here for number of videos to compare to 4. And when we do that, it plugs in the default years. The top left year, 2014, this one's 2013, 2012, and 2011. So we have 4 videos we could watch side by side, and I will click a spot along the river here. Whichever spot you selected shows up as a green marker. So all these are going to launch, like I said, just with YouTube. Sometimes one will launch faster than the other. It depends on your connection speed and YouTube speed and load. So with all of these, sometimes it takes you a few seconds to figure out where you are on all 4 of these and maybe pause one of them that's maybe moving a little bit too fast. Looks like 2011 was moving a little quicker than the others, but I can kind of start seeing some matching features here. Looks like this one might have gotten a little bit ahead too. So it takes a little bit more work when you have 4 videos to compare side by side. But sometimes to help you, you can hit the sync button again, and it'll kind of snap them all hopefully closer to being in sync. But we'll pause all of the videos there. Sometimes you can pause all of them and get a little better sense of where you are, and you can move individual videos forward in time or backwards in time if you need to get them to match up just perfectly. But that's a brief overview of how to use the system. You can see there's a lot of markers for each waterway, North Fork, South Fork, Johnson Creek, and the main branch of the Guadalupe River, and it's following it all the way to Comfort. So please let us know if you have any questions or comments. Again, my name is Aaron Yates. My website is kerrvillphoto.com, and you can contact me or you can contact the UGRA if you have any questions or if you'd prefer to check out a DVD version of these same videos and maps. Thank you for watching.